Welcome to another episode of the Wonder Woman Workshop. I hope you tuned in last week and you got something wonderful from it. It's another episode and we hope that you're going to enjoy yourself as you tag along the show. Last week we looked at some of the things. One of them we looked at the nature and nurture of cheating. And we also looked at checking your belief systems to know the component of your beliefs that are truth and the ones that are false. Because if you look at the word believe, you will see L-I-E in there, meaning that there's a possibility that some of the things you believe could be false. So analyzing what you believe, making sure that what you believe is correct about yourself, about your spouse, about what relationship should be, could go a long way in improving or bettering your relationships. So that was some of the things we looked at last week. And some persons, after watching the video, they were excited, like the video was giving legality to their cheating and explaining why they were cheating. It's a very irresponsible approach to it. I want you to understand that despite the fact that the nature that you were born with could affect you, and also the way your spouse is treating you, which is the nurture part, could also push you towards cheating. I want you to know that the onus to cheat or not to cheat lies solely on you. No matter how hungry a person is, you cannot give that as an excuse when you get to the court that because you were hungry, that's why you stole. So the same way you cannot say because I was born with a cheating nature, or because my spouse didn't treat me right, so I'm gonna cheat. I cheat because I have to cheat. There's nothing I can do about it. That's a lie. Remember what we said. We analyze your beliefs and find out if what you believe is true or what you believe is false. There's so much you can do to prevent or reduce the tendency of cheating. First of all, communicate. Communicate your dissatisfaction. Communicate what the problem is. Besides communication, what your association, what your location, because people are connected to places, places are connected to opportunities. There are some opportunities to cheat that wouldn't come your way if you don't meet certain people or if you don't go to certain places. Keep your boundaries up and make sure you stay safe distance from your boundaries, so that it will help you to reduce or stop the acts of cheating. The long and short of everything is that cheating is up to you. As much as we are talking to our spouses to make them better, to help them nurture us better, I want you to know that you are the seed, they are only the environment. What is more important in productivity? As much as the environment is important, the seed is most important. So, the young man, the young lady listening to me, it's time to man up. It's time to step up your game. Stop playing the blame game. Start playing the aim game. Work on yourself. I'll see you after this break. Thank you.
You are welcome to the Eager For Experience, where we train, host instructors and trainers, coach, mentors. We have a broad range of products covering technology, graphics, academic coaching, examination prep, creative writing, and digital marketing trainings. Our roles in comfy classrooms and conference rooms are open for entry. Get registered with us as trainer, or get registered with us to get trained.
Welcome back. It's another wonderful episode of the Wonder Woman Workshop. Today we are going to be looking at the concept of selection and management of romance and relationship. Like a company, an institution, which marriage relationships are a major part of, there are two major aspects that you must not play with. One part is selection, the other part is administration. Some people may call it management, some people may call it leadership. So it's important that these two parts are done with care and caution for success. Success in any organization is totally dependent on your selection process and your leadership and management process. So now, in the same vein, success in relationships, success in romance, in the long run, can be affected by your selection and your administration. So we're going to be looking at these two concepts, how it relates to relationship. Though it relates to business, though it relates to running our companies, that same way it relates to relationship. You know, selection is so important. Some people will tell you selection is everything. I beg to differ a little. I believe that selection is very important, but it's not everything. I heard someone say that selection can account to 20 to 30% of your success, while management, leadership, or administration account for 70%. So selection is so important. If you get the selection right, it reduces your stress of management. If you get the right people on board, it reduces your challenges in the future. It helps you navigate storms better because you have the right team. Remember that it is the team work that makes the dream work. So it's important we get the right components and the right ingredients into the team. So selection is so important. Don't play with your selection. If you didn't play with your selection of your career, you shouldn't play with your selection of your spouse or someone you want to invest your emotions into. So we're going to be looking at some principles of selection as time will permit. We hope to look at 9 principles if time permits, but if it doesn't, wherever the time catches us, we stop there. So we're going to be looking at the first principle. Every other principle I'm going to explain is related to this principle, which is the principle of time. Quality selection is connected to quality time. When you are in a hurry to make a selection, the probability that you make a very good one is slim. So do not be in a hurry. The selection period in a relationship shouldn't be a quick one. It shouldn't be something like a fast food. No, take your time. Don't be in a hurry, because every season comes with a different revelation of that individual, and you need all the information. The more information you have about the person, the better decisions you'll be able to make about the person. It's very, very important we consider the principle of time. Always give your selection process time. Don't be in a hurry. The next principle, which is similar to the first one, the principle of testing before trusting. Do not be in a hurry to trust someone you have not tested. You see people, they are in a relationship, they're already telling the person everything about themselves, they are giving the person all their money, they are doing too much in so little time. No, people, trust is not something that is given. Trust is something that is earned. Allow people earn your trust. I'm not saying you should go up in the world expecting people to betray you, going up into the world expecting someone to disappoint you, like you're watching for mistakes. No, but you should not be in a hurry. Let people graduate. People should move from being acquaintances to friends to close friends before you take them into that cycle of being someone you can consider getting into a romantic relationship. Don't just jump. Don't let people jump queues in the trust line. Don't let people join queues. Let them earn their spots as time goes on. Don't be in a hurry. Like I said, most of the principles that we're talking about will be related to the first one, which is the principle of time. Another principle is the principle of study. What does study mean? Study means to question in order to understand. Ladies, it's important you ask questions. The selection period is a period to ask questions. Don't leave questions in your heart and expect the guy to know what he should say. No, don't do that. Express yourself. Deal with areas that are shady, the gray areas you don't understand. Don't be scared of asking questions. When you ask questions, you expose yourself to information. So it's important. Sometimes not just what the person is saying when he's responding to you, It's also what the person is not saying. It's non-verbal cues. How does he respond to you? It's very, very important. So you should know this principle is very important. The principle of study. Another principle is the principle of other people. Do not generalize your perception of a person based on how the person treats you only. No. If a person is nice to you, does not mean he's nice to everybody. So the question is, why is he nice to you? If he's not nice to other people, then he's nice to you for a reason. And once that reason is over, he will stop being nice to you. So you need to, before you build a perception about a person, you need to observe. The principles are all related. Observe. How does he treat other people? What's other people's perception of him? It's very, very important. So we've looked at the first one, the principle of time, the principle of testing before trusting, the principle of study, the principle of other people. Another principle that will give you a lot of information is the principle of unscheduled visits. Most guys will tell you, why didn't you call me before coming? In relationship, everything cannot be structured. If you are dating someone and every single visit is structured, the probability that you are really having a date with a real person is close to zero. So you need to have not that you are going in to spy on the person, no. You are going in there to know the person. You need to be able to visit this person without calling the person. Because in those visits, you get to know some things you wouldn't have known if you didn't visit the person. Because it's just like in some job interviews, you will notice that they will deliberately delay you. They keep you in the lounge. They have cameras watching you. You do not know. They are watching you. They watch you even from when you walk into the gate. They are trying to know who you are before the interview starts. Because they know immediately you step in for the interview, you'll be structured, you'll be organized. So they want to know the disorganized you, the structured you. Because I tell you, for a large part of that relationship, you'll be dealing with the unstructured personality. So you need to know who the person is outside the structure, outside the organized dates, outside those organized meetings. Unscheduled visits is a principle. Visit the person as much as you can. But don't overdo it. You know, in every principle, there's something called the principle of moderation. Another one is the principle of trigger and influence. After spending time with this person, what does this person trigger in your life? What effect does this person have on you? When you are done having the conversation with this person, spending time with this person, what is the residue? What is left behind? When you leave this person, how do you feel? What are the tendencies that this person, sparks up in you? Are they good tendencies? Are they, when you meet this person, do you leave that meeting with a desire to have a better life? Do you leave that meeting with a desire to move forward in life? Do you feel challenged? Do you feel dejected? All those feelings are an indication of the impact the person has on you. So it's a very important principle. Another one is the principle of association. Oh, I can't overflog this issue. People will tell you they are different from their friends. You know that you don't select your brothers, but you select your friends. And you select your friends based on, a level of common ground. There is no saint that will consistently hang out with sinners, I'm just using this as a phrase, and will remain a saint. You cannot constantly hang out with dogs and not pick up fleas. If you, that association is powerful. Association, like they say, people are connected to places. Places are connected to possibilities. So who you spend time with and where you go has a way of affecting who you are, affecting how you think, affecting how you respond. So when you want to study a person, study his association. If he has all his friends are cheating on their wives, I put it to you, it will not be long if he keeps that relationship. It will not be long before he will start cheating on you. So it's important you understand. Another one is the principle of compatibility. compatibility. There are different levels of compatibility. We have emotional compatibility, how you connect emotionally. It's for some people, that's all. It's everything to them. Emotional compatibility is very important, but it's not the only compatibility. There is a mental compatibility. This is where some ladies miss it. They wonder, oh, I'm a nice lady, I do very well with work, I'm very domesticated, I do this, I do that, and yet he dated me for 5 years and dumped me, and he's now married to a lady he dated for just 3 months. Men are not just looking for emotional connection. Men are looking for mental connections. A man wants a lady that when he speaks, she will be able to understand. Like that very important book or important movie that says, think like a man but act like a lady. It's very important that you keep your thoughts in line. It's very important. How you think matters. So that's why every lady must not just invest in only her appearance. Invest in your mind. Don't just invest in your character. Character is good, appearance is good. Invest in your mind. You know, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. So that when you open your mouth to speak, what will come out will be content, what will come out will be value. Every man is looking for someone he can connect with mentally. You know, the longest desire of a man is not sex. The oldest desire of a man is companionship. A man is looking for someone he can relate with. That's why you see most times, most men want to spend more time with their male friends than with their wives. Why? Because there is a mental connection gap. It's not something I'm encouraging, but I'm explaining one of the reasons that could be. Learn to connect with people mentally. Learn to connect with them emotionally. Learn to connect with the things that check your pleasure connection. What do you enjoy? Do you enjoy what he enjoys? Because let me tell you, when I have fun with you, it's telling me that with you there is fun. When I have fun without you, it's telling me, my mind is telling me, with you there is no fun. So anytime I'm looking for fun, I should look outside you. So it's important that you understand. So there are other levels of compatibility, spiritual compatibility, and other forms of compatibility you need to look into. And above all, another principle you shouldn't play with, the principle of teachability. No matter how well a man is, you are going to meet curves. And your ability to stretch, your ability to learn will help you move on as you meet those curves. So these are some of the principles we are looking at. This week we looked at selection. Next week we'll be looking at principles that can help us become better in relationship administration. I hope you got something this week. Leave your comments in the comment section. You can also ask your questions, your contributions, your critics. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. You know, information and perspectives is usually the main difference between a person who is a victim or a person who is a victim, or the one with excuses or the one with gainful experiences. We at Eagle 4-Week Coaching Experience, we have a focus on academic coaching, relationship coaching, identity and radical change coaching. We believe in every situation there are multiple results and multiple perspectives. Step in so you can step out. See you.